Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back, and today I'm making first contact with Naval Action Legends, and this is supposedly going to be a free-to-play version of Naval Action, focusing strictly on match-made combat, similar to what we had during the Sea Trials phase of Naval Action development. Now, don't worry, the core Naval Action game isn't going anywhere. They are still working on the open world, but from what I've researched, this is being developed at the same studio by a separate team. Reasons? I couldn't say, but I could guess that the core Naval Action game isn't necessarily that successful. The open world, I don't have anything against it, but it really just wasn't for me. I couldn't get into it. I spent most of my time sailing around looking for things to fight. And generally, you had to be more so a part of an organized faction or nation in order to run into any kind of meaningful combat, at least at the time that I played it. But for me, the selling point to Naval Action was always in its beautiful Age of Sail combat. It was more skill-based, didn't have as much RNG, you don't deal with invisible ships and weird arcade gameplay mechanics. It was a bag of fantastic. I loved it, and I missed it when it went away in terms of the Sea Trials mode. But here we are. We're in this mode with the cutter, trying to remember how to play. Should be fairly simple considering that I only really need to use automatic sails on this vessel. I don't know that I'm going to be able to hit one of these guys from here, though. So I might want to get a little closer. I have ball loaded. Suppose I could load some chain, try to rip up their sails and rigging, but I think we're gonna focus on this guy here, back up our friendly vessel. I don't know if he's paying attention to me. He probably will be in a few seconds. Again, I haven't played Naval Action in probably over a year, so you'll have to forgive my noobishness. Trying to stay with the wind here. Not that it necessarily matters as much in the cutter, as far as I remember. I love the smoke and the fire effects, the sounds of the cannons. I do miss that about Naval Action. Alright, here's another guy up here. These guns load up fairly quickly. Try to lead him a little bit. A couple of love taps. I wonder if we can... Oh, is he going to turn into me? I was going to try to get behind him, but I think he had the same idea. Yeah, I think he wanted to do the same thing. I'm not loaded on this side yet. But I will be... Might have to go against the wind for this. Probably going to get hit by that broadside. No, that was off. So we're going to go against the wind here to maybe get behind him. But stern camping, I don't think is necessarily as simple when you're just brawling in cutters. Not saying you can't do it, but... Yeah, I'm definitely out of practice here. And go this way to kind of stay within the wind. Things will definitely get interesting with the bigger ships and manual sail usage, which I've probably forgotten at this point. I remember Ram JB got me into this game, and he was the one that taught me how to use manual sails. Alright, there's... Trying to think about who to go against and perhaps who to assist. 2 blue on that side. I wonder if I should attempt chain. I don't know. I feel like most everybody's just using ball, but I don't know if it's because they're not even considering chain. This guy's pretty low on one of his sides. Bring her about here. Ah, the waves are going to stop that. Oh, this guy could be a problem. That's another blue over there too, so I don't want to be... Ooh, a couple of hits in the stern there. I ran into the wind though. Against it. I'm concerned with the fact that there's these two in the back here. Now, I think there's repairs. There seems to be, yeah, you can hit 5 and there's an urgent repair, but I don't really know how it works or if it's the same as what there used to be. But there used to be repair kits in Naval Action. Some good hits there. I'm gonna bring her about, try to get the other guns on them. That guy's in the worse condition, I think, than the other one. He's kind of hard to hit, though. So the waves. But I decided to shoot at him because it seemed like he was hurting. I don't want to stay with our allies here, but going against the wind if I go that direction. I'm going to have to brush up on my sailing tactics. And trying to wait for the water to calm down so I can fire at this guy. A couple of good hits there. Seems to be some separate battles going on over there. Clear on this. I can't tell even what's going on over there. We're going to be going up against the wind here, but again, in the cutter, it's not as big of a deal. Doing this in a larger ship would be suicidal, I think. See if I can get some shots. Nope, that's going to hit the water mostly. One in. I am trying to protect my sides a little bit. Should I save it? What's this guy's condition? This guy is worse off. So I'm going to let him have it. I don't know if any of those went in. I think I killed a bunch of fish and that was it. We're down a man. It would seem. And we've got those two guys there. We might be focusing. What's their health condition? See, this guy is worse off, but nobody's focusing him but me. And now we're getting a little far away from him. These two guys seem to be focusing on something over here. I mean, I guess I could help, but I'd really like to kill the guy that has less of, Oh, no. Oh, I thought this guy was down. He dropped sails. I haven't really been dropping my sails at all. I haven't really felt the need to, but maybe these guys know something that I don't. Again, a lot of naval action always came down to a core demographic. There was always the people that played it and nothing but it. And you get that in any game, right? There's always people that play that one game and they play it for their entire life. And so that they're generally the best at it when you come in as a newer player or an old player that doesn't remember how to play. So we could be facing people that have just more experience and that are now getting into the Legends component. Going against the wind here again. So I was thinking about hitting this guy, but I don't know that that's going to be a wise decision. Anyway, cannons, these, I think they're smaller cannons, so they don't really take a long time to reload. There's this guy showing back up. I'm going to flip around this way. I have a gut feeling that, I don't know, I just don't really feel good about this battle. Just considering that we're already down the one ship. I don't know what's going on over there. Those two are having their own battle. There's another 2 ships out there. I don't even know what's happening. I tried to stay close to the main battle, but I'm wondering if I'm going to regret it. I needed to, like, lead that a little bit more. Wow, this definitely takes some getting used to. It's been a while. Holy crap. I mean, it's 3v3 over here, but I just don't think that there's any focus firing. Some of those went high. Let's see. End up going against the wind again. It'll be very interesting to see how these guys handle the bigger ships. I remember in the original Naval Action, a lot of people got into the game because they thought it was going to be like World of Warships or something, right? Except with Age of Sail. They got into the game, they got into their cutters or their smaller ships that didn't require manual sails, and then they gave up on the game once they had to learn how to use the bigger ships in the manual. So they spent most of their time in automatic and they couldn't figure it out, so they would abandon the game because of the learning curve. I do see this probably appealing to a lot of people simply because it's going to be free to play and more accessible, but it'll be interesting to see what happens when people need to figure out how to use manual sails. Now, I'm hoping that most of the combat remains the same. I hope that they don't dumb anything down. I hope that it doesn't become arcadey. But I don't think it will. I mean, as far as I remember speaking to one of the devs a long time ago, they seem to be really passionate about Age of Sail combat and trying to keep it as realistic as it can be. Now, obviously, this is a little bit more sped up than it would be in reality, but that's for the sake of gameplay. You know, I hope during this recording session that I haven't accidentally fired at a friendly, because sometimes it's hard to tell, considering you're only looking at the flags. It's just something I need to get used to. But yeah, everything I'm doing now, see, if you're new to this game, if you look at the little compass on the lower left-hand corner of the screen, that the direction that the arrow is pointing, that's the direction of the wind. And you're seeing me sail against the wind a lot. You won't be able to do this in larger ships. You'll get stuck. I believe what they call stuck in irons or something like that. You'll basically get caught going against the wind. Your ship will just flat out stop, and you'll have a really tough time getting out of that situation. So really what I'm doing, you can only do in these smaller vessels. Things change drastically in the bigger ships. And you have automatic sails, which means you don't control the sails. And then you can use manual sails, which means you'll control the different masts. And you can, of course, lower sails. You can enter, I believe there's a battle sails mode to stabilize your ship a little bit more. And again, it becomes a little bit more important when dealing with the bigger ships. The cutter is a little bit more deathmatchy. I don't really want to give this guy a good target, so I'm going to let him fire at the bow. And I'm seeing a lot of blue and not so much red, so I think it's just us. I don't know if there's anybody that we can take with us. Really good hits there. I haven't used any chain shot this match. I don't know, just kind of indecisive. Not sure if I should have used it or not. I don't know that anybody else was even using it. I didn't see any chain flying. This guy's in bad shape. I'm wondering if we can take him with us, but he's giving us the bow now. I don't know if he's wanting to ram me or what, but could be attempting the stern camp or something. He's pretty messed up. I think I need to just focus on him. Two of those went in. And then there's this guy too. Going against the wind here though, they're going to have most of the advantage right now. And if I... Well, I could have... Well, it would have been either a ram or... I don't know if any of these repairs do anything. I have no idea. I don't know how this gunnery mode works or what. I don't know how different it is from the original game. I'm wondering if this guy's paying attention to my position. I'm going to have to avoid him. Just going to keep sailing past. And try to let this guy have it, because I think he's almost done. It'd be nice if I could actually hit the target. Those guys, you know, seem to be in better condition. Almost loaded up on this side. I mean, I think I've done okay, considering how long it's been since I've played this game. But yeah, this... isn't necessarily going our way. This guy's worse off. So I'm gonna let him have it. I guess I wonder, should you be able to see the health in this type of game? I mean, it's not World of Warships or anything, so should I be able to see the remaining armor of the ship? Because generally, an experienced player is going to focus on that which is almost dead, right? I mean, you'd think. Sure what this guy's thought process is. I feel like a lot of the guys that are damaged are kind of taking cover and letting the other guys fight for him. This guy is... I mean, is he's got to be leaking. I think the only other ones... I mean, there's the other guy down there. We're nowhere near him. I feel like I should just be focusing on the other ones and let that guy out there sink. I can't imagine he's going to last very long. Once again, going against the wind here. Battles are frickin' long. Holy crap. I forgot how long these could last. Oh. Swing and a miss. So, yeah, I guess... I don't know what ship that is out there. I think somebody maybe DC'd or something. You see, we have one of our vessels. Unless he's just sinking slowly. How is this guy still in the fight? Do you have to remove all the armor before they sink? That guy... No, that guy can't be. What's that guy? That guy's situated. I'm gonna focus on this guy. I think that guy's done for right there. Captain Tequila. I don't think he's gonna last too much longer. Yeah, I think that guy's down. Yep, he's dead. It says it in the little chat thing. Alright, well, it is now 2 versus 3. If we can focus on Dallas here. And if I can protect the weaker side of my ship. And assuming, oh no, but our guy is low on health. He's almost dead. Damn it. I was gonna say, if our guy has enough armor to last the fight, then perhaps we can turn this around. But that doesn't appear to be the case. I mean, the only thing I could do is I could take shots for him if I can get in front of him. But I think he's slowing down, which might mean that he's leaking. And I don't really want to give this guy the weaker side of my ship. I mean, I could block some of these shots, but he's going to get hit by the other guy. There's not really anything I can do, I don't think. But this guy is the weaker of their ships, so... maybe we can take him with us, I'm not sure. This is the worse off side of my vessel. Yeah, see, that hurt. I didn't really want to give him that side of the ship. And, yeah, now I'm going to get hit on that side again. So I probably should have protected that a little bit better. So it's like, do I even take the shot or do I try to protect? Which doesn't seem like that's going to really do much good anyway. Lost most of the armor on that side. And they sunk our friend, so it's pretty much over here, guys. All I can do is maybe do some damage and... perhaps get awarded some additional points. This guy's dropping sails. As I am. Just bypass that guy's shot. This guy's pretty messed up. And again, does this repair thing do anything? Urgent repair. I have no idea. I think maybe it just fixes leaks or something. I really don't know. Again, it used to be quite a bit different in the old version of Naval Action. I think we lost one of our cannons. I'm going to focus on this gentleman. Oh, I got Dallas. That was... no, which guy was that? That guy next to me? Was it this guy? I don't think you can see his name anymore. There is... alright, so that's the weaker side of my vessel. I'm not leaking. But... who's worse? This guy over here is worse off. So if we can focus on him... problem is he's against the wind to me. But this is the stronger side of my ship. And I'd rather focus on going evasive against... I really don't want to show off that weaker side, but kind of in a pickle here. Now again, yeah, I could have flipped against this guy, but It's more an issue of giving him the side of my ship that has no armor. But at this point... And then I can flip over and try to deflect. Yeah, that didn't work out, did it? But we might be able to go for a little bit of a rake here. Oh, now we're leaking. Are there any repairs? Urgent repairs? I don't know. Yeah, these guys know about their sails. I feel like, I do feel like we might be playing against people that know what they're doing. You can always tell by the sail operation. You're like, Then again, most everybody that has access to this, since it's closed alpha, are generally people that bought the game at a certain time, really early on. So I imagine they all know what they're doing anyway, right? The true test is the bigger ships with the manual sails, though. That's where you... you separate the men from the boys. Anyways, good game. I think I did alright, considering I haven't played this in... I would say it's well over a year. Well over a year. And I think the last thing I fought was probably AI. But what is happening? Okay, so we were down a man. Completely... he had full health. Thanks a lot, Roberto. Appreciate it. You let down your nation. And for that, you will never be forgiven. Totally could have used this ship. I would say that there would be potential to have won this match if we'd have had this other ship. But anyways, that's going to be that battle. I'm not going to stick around because I think they still have to kill them, and there doesn't seem to be a timer that is of any use in the game. I wanted to show you... this is the current menu here. Right now, nothing special, but you can see how they do seem to have some free-to-play looking things here. Some in-game credits, maybe premium currency. I don't know what that is. And it says regular account. I don't know what this is for. Unless it gives you access to the tech tree. But you can look at the ships that are in the game currently. And of course, these were all developed for the open world some time ago. But you can click on them and preview them. And the ship models were always fantastic. I will criticize one thing, helpful criticism. And, you know, I don't mean to make any comparisons to World of Warships, but I do know that Wargaming figured out a way to render rigging, or they remade their ship models in a way that somehow allows the rigging to not be as aliased. You can see that, I mean, I have anti-aliasing turned on, but I'm not sure it's actually working in this build of the game. But you can see how the rigging has always been jaggy in the game, unless you kind of get a little closer up to it. But I think there's a way to do it so that you can kind of create what looks like rigging, but not but without it not necessarily being a 3D object to the point where it won't get aliased as much. I don't know. I'm no expert on it, but I think there's a way to do it, and Warships does it very well now. But they had to remake a lot of their ships and introduce that effect or technology. I'm not sure what they did, but it's something that I think could come in handy here. Might even take less of a strain on the game. Who knows? But otherwise, the ships are beautiful. Really great looking ships. A lot more fun when you get into these bigger ships. But I noticed that in the original Sea Trials, a lot of people gave up on the game when it when it came to the larger ships, because they had to figure out how to use the sails manually. And it is daunting, but once you figure it out, it becomes a completely different game. Of course, some of the bigger ships of the line that I never really got into. I can't remember the biggest. I think the biggest ship I had was the Constitution, I think, in the old sea trials. Best Age of Sail ship ever. I just want to see how many people I can anger with that statement. But, you know, anyways, guys, I think that's really all there is to show. I don't know what any of this... What the heck is that? Okay. But, equipment... Oh, yeah, okay, so, yeah, you can change the guns. I believe we had just the regular medium 4-pounders, and then there's the long option. Oh, medium... Oh, crap! Did I have this already? Oh, that would have helped. 6-pounders. I don't know if I had this unlocked or if I just unlocked this. I played a match last night. So you can see the stats now, which I don't think you could... I don't know that there was really stats before. But trying those out. Try the 6-pounder. But we can start to see where some of the free-to-play mechanics are going to kick in. Whether this is going to be good or bad, time will tell. I'm not the world's biggest fan of the free-to-play model. I've seen the harm that it can do in the wrong hands. But, you know, this is a different developer, so I, of course, want to give them a chance. I do believe that these guys are a little bit more passionate about their craft, having spoken to one of the developers a long time ago. Generally, they've wanted to make the game that they want to play themselves. And I know the combat is pretty good. Playing this game again, even with the little cutter, the combat feels the same, if not a little bit better in some respects. And so I have faith that the game is going to be good in terms of the play, but how about in terms of the pay? Time will tell, as I said. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for me. Really hope that you enjoyed this look at Naval Action again. Check out the links in the description below. And with that said, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.